time for another total rehaul. I realize it's been a little while since I've done one of these, and somebody even asked, are you gonna do those anymore? I kind of just had a lot of other video ideas going on, I guess, so that this one took a back seat for a little bit. But this haul, I believe, was kind of middle of summer, if I remember correctly, or later summer. I will have it linked below. I'll also link below the playlist of my other total rehauls. If you are new to this sort of video, this is my version of a product updates. I go back to a haul and I printed out the list. I have the list actually here of everything that I hauled, and I will kind of tell you if I've used it, which sometimes occurs that I haven't used it, if I liked it, that sort of thing. The general consensus when I asked was that people did want to see items even if they were a limited edition, because it helped them remember to pull it out of their stash and use it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And some of these right off the bat, I have some MAC items, and they were, if you go back and watch that haul video, these are kind of out of order a little bit, but I'm trying to group all of the MAC things together. So I did have 4 lipsticks that I had hauled, and 3 of them were, I believe, limited edition. The first one is what I'm wearing on my lips today. And this is a perfect example of going back to pull things out of your stash and use it again. I think I wore it maybe once. This is in Glam, and this is a matte. This is perfect for the holidays. It's a really pretty, like, cherry red. I paired it today with MAC's Cherry Lip Liner, and it worked perfectly. I think I maybe wore it once and didn't again, and it's just awesome for the holidays. I really like it. It's a matte formula, but it's not one of their mattes that's super drying. Like, I used to have Diva, and I remember Diva being really drying. So another one that I had grabbed then, and I wore this a bunch, and it was actually in a favorites. I do love this, was in Pink Poodle. So part of the reason for this sort of video too is to say, hey, I did really like this. If they re-promote it, then go ahead and grab it. And the last one that was limited edition was in Hoop. This one, you know what, I remember now when this was. I think I was driving back from Pennsylvania and ordering while driving. Well, I wasn't driving, Bob was. So that's the one in Hoop. I don't think that I've worn that one as much, maybe once or twice. It's a pretty warm pink color. Then the other lipstick that I had hauled then was MAC Kind of Sexy. And I have worn this a bunch. I just cannot, I just don't know that I don't know. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. I just don't know about it. And then the lip liner that I had purchased to kind of go with that and with other things is Spice. And I do really like Spice. It's a good liner. It's good for nudes, giving your lips a little more definition if you're going to wear kind of a nude. I don't wear nudes all that often. I'm really more of a, I'm going to say it, ready? Your Lips But Better sort of lipstick. But if I'm going to wear a nude, then I like to pair that with that Spice liner. The other 2 MAC products that I had hauled, this one I've talked about a lot, especially recently. This is the Mineralized Blush in Gentle. This is not limited edition. Neither is Spice or Kind of Sexy, by the way. Really, really nice blush shade. I've worn it a lot this fall in particular. Not sure if you'll be able to see, I just rubbed my hand to try to get the lipsticks off of there, but absolutely, I highly recommend this product. I really like it. I'm very happy with that purchase. And then the last thing was the Maleficent Beauty Powder, and it's just called Natural Beauty Powder. And I talked about this a whole bunch, and then I stopped because I couldn't find it for you guys to purchase anywhere. This is awesome for setting underneath your eyes. You know, right there. I do really like that. If that were to ever be re-promoted, I would highly suggest that as well. Okay, so we have a couple of mascaras. There are 3 mascaras, so this must have been around the Nordstrom. I didn't rewatch the video, I just printed out my list. So it must have been around the Nordstrom buy 2 get 1 free mascara. One of them that I've not used yet, I've kind of had this, you know, off to the side waiting, and that's the Armani Eyes to Kill. And I had tried that one a while back. It transferred on me quite a bit, but I loved how it looked, and if I wore it with a primer that it didn't transfer as badly. So the other one is the Dior Show. I've not tried that one yet. And then the last one, this one I just talked about in my Mascara Madness, was the YSL Baby Doll. Really liked this. Only worked for 6 weeks before it really dried out and started to flake, but it was really nice. But again, 6 weeks, $30, I'm not sure. The next thing that I had shown was the Chanel Illusion d'Ombre in New Moon. I did not like that at all. I realize I'm in the minority there, but that eyeshadow was just a glitter fest. and it just wasn't a glitter fest in a good way for me. It wasn't my favorite. So I actually sold it to a friend of mine who was really looking for it and couldn't find it, so I hooked her up with that. The next thing there was, must have been a Hautelook sale for the Tarantino, and this is the Dollskin, let me see what it's called, Dollskin Cheek Palette. So these are very nice. I don't think these are anything to write home about. They're fine. Today, by the way, I'm wearing this one right here on my cheeks, but these are very nice. They work really well. They blend into the skin fairly well. They don't last very long though, in my opinion. So they're nice, but I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase that. I was happy that I got it on a sale though on Hautelook. Let's see, the BareMinerals Destination Glow Kit. So in that kit, there were a couple of items, and one of them was the eyeshadow, the loose eyeshadow in Riviera, which is a really pretty gold color. That is what it looks like in the pot, if you can kind of see that. But here's a swatch. This is actually, let me blend this. That was kind of a heavy swatch. Very, very pretty. It also came with faux tan, which I have not used yet. I know lots of people talk about that and really enjoy it. And then it came with that 5-in-1 eye primer, which I did not like at all. I actually did a review on that where I talked about how I didn't appreciate it. I know it really works for some people, but it just didn't work very well for me. So the next thing is the Chanel No. 2 brush, and this one I have been using this for months, quite frankly. This is what it looks like here. And here, so it's the angled, very fluffy. I've been using this for bronzer, and I like it. I can't decide whether I would repurchase it again or not. I have never found a bronzer brush that I just absolutely love, that just works amazingly well for me. And this is one, I mean, where I'm kind of, you know, all over my face, not specific. Like for specific sort of shading, I like a dual fiber brush like this. This is the one from Camp Cosmetics, and kind of, you know, for shading. But when I'm putting one kind of all over my face, I guess this is as close as I found to one that I love, but I don't really love this one. I don't dislike it, and I've been using it for months, so I don't know. This is kind of a rehaul of, I don't know. I hope it's helpful in some way. Okay, what's funny is that this next item, somebody just asked me again about this on my vlog channel. So my husband, in his little goatee, or my father would call it a Van Dyke, whatever, you know, this kind of facial hair area, it gets like red and itchy. So a friend of mine years ago had suggested this, and Bob's been using it ever since. This is the L'Oreal Nature's Therapy Mega Relief Scalp Care Leave-In Tonic. So it looks like this. I buy this either at Sally's or at Amazon. I cannot find it in Walgreens, Kmart, Target, anything like that. I've only ever found it at Sally's or on Amazon. Works really, really well. He uses just the tiniest little bit. So I thought I would go ahead and show that again, since I did haul it and he loves it. I must have been to the TJMaxx recently, and I had some Absolute wipes. I'm not sure if this is the ones that I had. These are my favorite, not in this cucumber extract, but I like just the plain green tea ones, I think they are. They're great. They're awesome. There's 60 of them for $5, but lately when I've been to TJMaxx, they haven't had them. So keep your eyes open when you're there. Another thing that I have since used up is the Joico Body Luxe shampoo. That's one I've raved and raved about. I think I maybe just showed one in an empties. I don't remember for sure, but I'll try to insert a little picture so you can see what it looks like. But it's a great shampoo for fine hair, but lots of it to give a little bit more volume. I really enjoy that. The next thing that I have in here, and I've used all of these up, is the Sephora Masks. One in ginseng, honey, pear, and pomegranate. These are nice masks. I feel like they're too pricey for what they are, particularly when you can find masks of just as good or better quality at TJMaxx or Amazon, that sort of thing. But they were nice. I enjoyed using them. I remember them being very large. So if your head is even bigger than mine, which I find that hard to believe, it would... it would fit your face very nicely. The next thing was the Too Faced Naturalized palette. This was the new one. I gave my old one to my niece. So the newer shades. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Absolutely love this palette. This is a perfect grab and go palette. You know, and it has some, you know, with the gold in there. This is great for holiday too. One of my favorite go-to looks for holiday, and I just did it actually in a video not that long ago, is kind of a gold on the first 2/3 of the lid, and then a brown, and then deepen things up, and this sort of look right here with a red lip. That's, you know, has become one of my favorite kind of go-to looks. So highly suggest that palette. Really, really nice, great quality. I bought this, I don't know why. The Sephora On The Fly bag. So this must be, I should have watched what I said about it because I don't honestly remember why I bought it. You know, I'm preparing myself to fly someday. So this must be like airline approved, that this is what you can put, you know, your 3-in-1 sort of thing. So I can't report back on that because I haven't flown since then. Laura Mercier foundation, the Silk Cream foundation in Beige Ivory. This is what I'm wearing on my face today. I really do like this. It's nice to give a really flawless look. However, it does not last very long, so keep that in mind. If you are getting ready at night to go for a party, something like that, like holiday party or any sort of party, really, really, really nice foundation. But remember, it'll last the night, but today I took a chance. I put it on this morning, and then I set it with a little powder foundation to help give it a little more longevity, but I will probably be seeing break down in about 6 or 7 hours or so, but whatever. The next thing was the Sephora Lip Cream in number 9 Endless Pink. I've worn this a couple of times. I cannot remember, honestly, how it wore. So it's a color that I would wear more in the summer. So I will have to try that again and report back either as a favorite or a fail. I love the color, really pretty color, but more, for me, that's more of a summer color than anything else. But I could probably rock that now. I mean, why not? All right, the next one is something that I know I'm in the minority on. I love Too Faced products, but this I do not get. I don't get it. I don't understand why people like this. Maybe I have faulty lips. This is the Melted Peony from Too Faced. So it has this sponge tip business. The color is pretty, but this dries my lips out like something fierce, for one thing. I feel like it wears off patchy. I don't know. I don't love it. I would never purchase another one of these. Not even the littlest bit impressed with it. I wanted to try one, and I got one, you know, in a color that I would wear quite a bit, but I've tried it several times just to see if it was maybe a bad lip day or something. Definitely not for me. And then the last thing I think I have, yeah, the last thing, have I talked about everything it looks like, is the Bumble & Bumble Surf Spray. I also can't make this work for me. I have naturally curly hair that's not like super curly. It's kind of half-hearted curl is what I usually say. And I don't know. I just can't make this work. I've tried everything. If you've seen somebody that's done a really good video with this, like a tutorial of some sort, let me know, because I would love to make this work. It's more of a summer thing, but I still would love to make this work. So, all right, I think that I have told you everything that is on my face today, so I have nothing left to share with you. I hope you enjoyed this rehaul. Again, I will list my total rehaul playlist below if you want to check out any of my other ones. I try to do these once a month. I just kind of, I don't know, I got off track or something. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.